Hello and welcome to Stoketiles YouTube channel. Today we'll be sharing some of our valuable knowledge with you and demonstrate how to tile a wall. Before you start to tile, ensure the wall is prepped, level, cleaned and primed. To find out how many tiles you'll need, first measure the height and the width of the wall. Multiply the two measurements together and this will give you the total area of the wall. Add at least 10% to the area to allow for waste cutting and breakages. This will give you the total amount of tiles that you'll need. Before tiling, please ensure that the wall substrate is capable of withstanding the weight of the tiles. Please see the table for further guidance. Choosing the correct tile adhesive. A general guidance is that the ready mix tile adhesive is suitable for small ceramic tiles on the walls. The powdered adhesive is used for larger tiles and porcelain tiles. Now it's time to set out the tiles. It is important to set your tiles out properly to avoid small cuts at the edge of the wall. These can be difficult to cut and will look untidy. Instead, you want the cut to be close to as full-sized tile as possible. This will ensure you achieve a balanced design. The simplest way to do this is to find and mark the center of the wall. This will be your starting point for setting out the tiles. From these center lines, you can determine whether to start tiling from a full tile or half a tile. One way to set the tiles out is to use a tile gauge. You can make a simple tile gauge with a piece of wood. The wood should just be over half the length of the wall. Place the wood on the floor and lay the tiles and spaces down next to it. Now mark the width of each of the tiles onto the wood. Hold the gauge onto the wall so that one of the markings lines up with the center point of the wall. Move the gauge mark by mark until you reach the end of the wall. If this leaves a small gap, move your batten back by half the width of a full tile. This will then increase the size of the gap and allow for a larger cut, creating a better and neater finish. Now you're ready to start tiling. Use a tile trowel to spread the tile adhesive evenly around your center line. It's a good idea to only spread a small area at a time. This will allow you to ensure that the tiles are level and correct before the tile adhesive sets. Fix your first tile next to the center line and add 2 to 3 tiles next to it, adding spaces in between each tile as you work along. Then lay the tiles on the next row until you have installed 2 to 3 rows around your center line. Remember to keep check that your tiles remain level and straight. Now you have laid a few tiles around your center point, you can complete tiling the rows, including adding in your cuts. To mark the tile for cutting, hold it against the wall and mark the tile at the bottom and the top, leaving a spacer's gap width. Now place the tile onto your cutter and line up your 2 marks. Then score the tile and cut. This will now be the perfect size tile. Repeat for each cut. Once you have completed tiling, it's a good idea to push any protruding spaces in. This will stop them from showing when you grout. Clean the tiles with a sponge and water to remove any excess adhesive. When the tiles are dry and set, it's time to grout. Mix the grout in accordance with the manufacturer's guideline. Now start to apply the grout with a squeegee Working the grout into the joint. Remove as much excess grout as possible as you work along. It's a good idea to do a small area at a time so that the grout doesn't dry too hard, as this can be difficult to remove. After you have finished grouting, it's now time to wash off any excess grout from the tiles. Use either a wash boy as we have here, or you can simply use a bucket of water and a sponge. When all the grout has been washed off, leave the grout lines to dry until you see a haze appear over the tiles. This can be removed and cleaned with a dry cloth. That's it, job done. Thank you for watching. If you found the video helpful, please remember to like and subscribe our channel. We will be adding further videos and showing you how to complete various tiling tasks.